This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. This is an ongoing show. We took a little bit about everyone's favorite MOBA-style battle game. Yeah, kinda some interesting stuff to talk about. Nothing I'd really write home about, but we do have a tremendous amount of red posts to go over. We have some more information about Spirit Guard Udyr, and a cute little comic they've put out for it. There's some interesting things on the PBE, and otherwise that's really it, guys. We're still waiting on Lucian, and no big patch has been released, so we'll go over Spirit Guard Udyr first. Comic came out for him.
I like the idea of this, giving us kind of a sense that there's more to Runeterra. They're like, okay, there's this temple here, and if it's shattered, like a bunch of evil new creatures we've never seen before pop up.
Or maybe Udyr's just full of crap, and he's like, yo, look how cool I am, I fought these guys, and I went, Lion is great, Turtle, whatever, Bear, he's mad.
Phoenix!
Seriously, it was bear and bird. Ooh. Phoenix Tiger? Sweet dude.
I liked it, though, I liked it.
It's cute, but I don't think it has that big of an impact on lore. I mean, it's a bunch of exotic creatures that we never heard heads or tails about ever.
That's true.
So, they could have gone with the fact that, Udyr came to that temple because of LUCIAN, so it's in Ionia. And so it is, I mean, the creatures did have that oriental demon theme to them.
Looks like the Shah from WoW. Stone.
World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft.
So either way, this might be some compelling new creatures we might see maybe in the jungle next time the Jade Festival comes around again, or who knows.
Well, speaking of which, they were talking about if players would like to see a new HD skin of Summoner's Rift. So that might be hinting at something.
And that dragon, no, maybe not a dragon, but that big creature at the end of the comic, it's huge, like Baron-sized creature.
Like reskin Baron.
Yes, that's possible. And they have been talking about changing up Baron's theme to be a lot more boss battle-like instead of just whittle them down, get to the pools.
Alright, oh, one guy can solo him now. Hey.
Dude, I remember that new solo Baron at 15-minute build. That would just make me sad. It makes me sad.
Do you miss when Poppy could start knocking Baron out of his little box?
Oh, that was temporary. It was cute, but it was goofy. No, what I miss is Karthus Fiddlestick soloing Baron at 15 minutes. That was just... It was like, oh, simpler times when Karthus and Fiddles were horrifying opponents. I mean, they still are, but I don't know. Either way, potential changes with this comic. It's very cool just to look at. The voiceover, I think, is a little... I mean, it's a little over-dramatic, but I get it. It's Udyr. Udyr's pretty boring.
How do we make Udyr? Make him yell a lot.
Where's Rachel? Where's Phoenix Form? Where is he?
No. Where's the locket?
Yeah, where's the locket? Where's... God. Oh my God, that would be perfect.
Challenge of the day. Can someone make a picture of that? I will... If you send it to us in an email and then give us some contact information, there might be something in your future. Please make this. I'm 100% serious. If someone makes that picture
of Udyr holding a freak and saying, "Where's Locket?" and just intervening Locket tied to a chair with some gasoline,
Fiddlesticks in the back, just crying. Make this happen.
Oh, that'd be hysterical. Oh, jeez.
This is what happens when we have no news. Oh. We just start giving out random challenges.
Happens. Oh, okay.
For the contest coming up, this will also be a suitable entry.
Next thing coming up on the list, we got a lot of red posts. They're talking a lot about more York changes. We've talked about this a lot, so we're not really going to go into it again. But
more Olaf changes.
Olaf changes are also announced. They want to make the slow a little bit more intense, and they want to make him feel like that Viking and give more dueling potential. There's a lot of discussion, particularly about Rengar lately. They want to make him competitive, but they want to move some of his kit around, so it's not just do this, not this. They want to make it so you're rewarded appropriately for what you do, but it's always not just a go-to option. It's more of a situational thing.
So it's not just wandering around into bushes and jumping out, and that's it.
Yeah. They want to make it more compelling to play Rengar and make it more of an option to fight against Rengar. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
I hope hopefully Rengar gets a little bit more potential to him, because every time I tried to play Rengar, it feels like I'm always on kind of the defensive. It's just, I don't know if I'm not playing him right, or it's just the way he feels. I'm never like, all right, I can go in at any moment. It's like, no, I gotta wait until I get some brush. And
I mean, Rengar was so strong for so long, and now he's just terrible, and it's hard to break out of that mentality of, hey, I'm really strong, I can just go in. You gotta be really careful with Rengar now.
Yeah, you have to. I'm so glad you're saying that, because I used to be like, okay, Rengar's really good, and then I start playing, I'm like, what is going on? Like, playing in threes, all I could do was be in the jungle, and then every now and again when someone wanted the jungle, I'm like, okay, you're in my territory now. But as soon as I hit lane, I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, it's a little scary. But anyway, we'll see. There's also some talk about potential changes to Twisted Treeline and Dominion. This plays into some of the champion balance issues they were talking about a little bit. But we'll have to see what comes of it. And that's really it for really big Red Posts, guys. You can always check the general discussion forums for Red Posts, or at our good friends at surrender@20.net. Give it a look at. A lot of PBE changes. There's some interesting changes to Twisted Fate. They're working as passive around to be less team helpful and more of a farming tool. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when they changed Draven. And I guess they heard that. Maybe not, but I personally, I think it's weird. I mean, it's a big part of Twisted Fate is, hey, everyone on the team's probably going to get an extra 200 to 500 gold by the match, which is huge. But who knows? We'll see.
What's it do now? What's like the...
well, basically, the tentative change right now is every time he gets a last hit, he gets between 1 and 6 gold.
And that's just him.
That's just him.
I don't know. I kind of like those global auras. You've got Zillion with the experience, Twisted Fate with the gold, Johnny with the move speed. Who else has one?
That's it.
That's it. And don't take those away. Those are unique. I love those. It's kind of like, oh, cool, we got a Twisted Fate. Even if he goes AFK, at least we're getting 2 gold kills.
Exactly.
So hopefully they keep that in.
Yeah, I mean, that global aura. I mean, having a Janna on my team back when I was a Garen addict was like the greatest thing ever, because it'd be like, okay, cool, I can get longsword and pots, and I have 350 move speed. Turbo! I mean, love Janna's ult.
When you and I used to play with each other all the time, you'd be like, go Janna. I'm like, but I don't want to play Janna. He's like, go Janna.
Just go Janna. Don't give me first blood. Don't worry about it.
And then it would always happen, and I'd be in bot lane. I'm like, oh no.
Oh jeez.
And then Jibril happened.
Oh, I don't even want to. Don't bring that up. I don't need that today. Oh god. Other things on the PBE.
Changes to Aegis of the Legion and Locket of the Iron Solari.
Yes, changes to Aegis of the Legion. They're potentially removing Bulwark of the whatever who they are, Runic Bulwark, and they're making Aegis of the Legion no longer give armor in its aura. It gives armor as a base stat, doesn't give MR as a base stat, but the aura gives a hefty amount of magic resistance and 10 HP per 5. Now Aegis of the Legion will build into Locket of the Iron Solari, and Locket of the Iron Solari will give some good CDR, some health, some armor, and it will have that Legion aura in addition to its unique active. This is basically, they wanted to remove the power on Runic Bulwark because of its stat efficiency. I mean, it was a must-buy for a lot of characters.
Oh yeah, it was an amazing item.
And that was good! I mean, it was like, hey, you want some stats? Great, you can help your whole team out while you're doing it.
Oh, it's like your support. Oh, your team, you need some defensive ability and give your ally some help. Go Runic Bulwark. And upgrading the Aegis of Legion to Runic Bulwark wasn't that expensive. Cool, you get more MR, and then it builds into something even better. It's like there was no reason not to get that late game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a favorite item for junglers and top lanes, because it's a great way to help your team, and it gives you the durability you need. Now it's going to be really hard to go for that durability, which is good and bad. Definitely tanky characters need to make a lot more thoughts in terms of what they get. I mean, Runic Bulwark was like a one-stop shop for, okay, I'm durable now. Now you really have to get 2 items if you want to be durable now, which is, it's important. It's important.
They just really don't like Locket and Iron Solari, and so they're taking Locket Solari down, and then they're going to bring other items with it. It's like, this item's good, let's also get rid of 4 other items and make it even.
No! But we shall see, guys. It's an interesting change. We'll have to see if it goes through.
They also had some stuff on the PBE with some new items, it looks like. Kind of like some image splashes and stuff like that. I don't know if anything came of it or if we found any more information about it. All I saw was just a bunch of new splashes. So we'll see what happens there. Either we're getting a lot of new items coming up like in a huge patch, or if they're just thinking about bringing in some more items to kind of fill in spots that they've removed in the past. So either way, I'm kind of interested to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, with the stat diversity and some of the unique actives we have, there's definitely always room for more items. Well, we'll have to wait and see if they do anything for us. Like we said, we're still waiting on Lucian, so that's really it for news this week, guys. Moving on to our own section this week. Our first question this week comes from Top Hurl Good. He says, first? Yes. Our second question this week comes from Mr. 12. He says, were there any particular games on Greenlight that you guys really want to go on Steam?
Paranautical Activity looks amazing. I really want to see that game actually hit.
One of the games I've been a big advocate of for a long time on Greenlight has been Blockade Runner. It's a game with a hefty amount of potential, as a lot of indie games often do, and it's one that it's really kind of close to home for me. It's a voxel-based space game where you build your own spaceship, fly around, stuff like that. It's got really high potential. I hope it comes out. I hope it gets greenlit on Sim, and I hope they release friggin' multiplayer already, because I want to blow up other people's massive spaceships with mine. But we're waiting on that, and we'll have to see.
I really can't pull up Greenlight right now because
Steam sales
Steam
eclipse the sun.
Hold on. Let us just slowly take away the income of every child, woman, and man on the universe.
Woman, let's be a little serious here.
I'm a gamer girl. You need to respect me. Shut up.
Our next question comes from Monkey Manor. He says, do you guys think they should add a new music-based champion to the game? Most of the popular archetypes have multiple representatives, but not this one. Son is really the only one. Also, thank you for being one of the few people on the internet to get my name right.
You know what I like to see? You know, in the cartoons, they've got, like, a character that wants to start a band, but he's the only one that can do it. And then, like, you see him come up later, and then he has, like, tambourines on his feet. He has, like, a bass drum on his back that whenever he steps, it bangs. He has, like, a triangle in his hand, and he has, like, a harmonica attached to him. Can we have a champion like that just walks around and is just a pure annoyance? And just
like in Mary Poppins?
Yeah, something like that. Just, here I come! But the problem is, like, most of them would probably be limited to support.
Indeed. Monkey Manor. Actually, there is another music-based champion in the game. His name is Karthus. He's the Death Singer. And a lot of his skills, especially Requiem, is basically him calling to the dead to come join him. So there is another music-based champion, Karthus. You gotta keep an eye out for him. He's not heavily music-themed, I'll give you that. I mean, only part of his kit is. But I certainly see there's plenty of room for something like that. I mean, you look at other mediums, there's all kinds of music-based characters like Warhammer 40k has sound marines for Chaos Legion, for God's sake,
yeah.
And they just blow people with just sound waves. I mean, there's tons of potential for that. I mean,
bards from D&D and Pathfinder all kind of have a sound-based thing, so you could have a very offensive guy that kind of uses different instruments depending on, like, an attack. Like, he would sit there with, like, probably he would have, like, you know, like kind of a sound guitar type thing, like a two-stringed instrument. He slams that down, sends a shockwave, and then he'd probably switch to a flute with, like, a charm, and then...
See, I love that shockwave thing. Like, imagine a guy with a big boom, and he just makes a sound, and it's like a skill shot that stretches and then goes thin and stretches, and if you hit him on, like, a stretchy part, like, it's more damage because the noise is louder. I mean, there's all kinds of cool ideas for it.
Have him with a tuba on him for his ultimate, and just... and then you give him a skin that's a Vuvaza, or a Vuvaza or whatever.
Oh, jeez. People would rage quit.
I would totally buy a legendary skin, which every one of his attacks was that.
No, it's just not all of his attack. Him auto-attacking is the only way to make it stop. So be like, alright, I'll stand still, just please. Just auto-attack, I want it to end.
You just see him in the champion select. Ban just for noise complaints.
Oh, God. But yes, I think it'd be very interesting. There's all kinds of great ideas with that. And, yeah, very fun. Since we have kind of a short episode, we're going to go ahead and answer another question. We'll go with Ka de Jur. He says, if you could add your own item into League of Legends, what would it be called and what would it do?
I would kind of have spell storing kind of ability, where it's a very heavy AP item, and what you can do is you could put an item on cooldown, or when your skill's on cooldown except for your ult, and then have it bound to your first item key. And then if you cast a spell from the item, it deals probably like 25% less damage, but, you know, it's another cooldown you can have, which would be kind of nice to have. That'd be kind of cool, just kind of, okay, I want to put another wall of pain up, so I double slow and, you know, have double effects or something like that.
One thing I would like to see is there's a lot of champions with new unique abilities and things that sort of give them an amped up attack or maybe a small duration, you know, buff. I would love to see a character, an item that maybe had some defensive stats on it, maybe some offensive stats, that let you steal buffs from another character and add it to yourself.
What?
So just like it, for instance, you see
Caitlyn with
Caitlyn have a headshot proc up, steal the headshot proc, or you see, let's say, what's her face, the mermaid girl,
Nami.
Nami puts the 3 attack bonus on someone. You steal that, or you could steal Pix, for example.
This is mine.
Pix is mine, but just, you know, something like that, maybe a temporary duration. Let me steal your buffs real quick. Just something, maybe like it builds out a Quicksilver Stash or something.
What I thought you were going to say at first was, with like those passive abilities, have something that would extend the range of it, or let it become an aura for your allies. Kind of like an amplifier, which it would give, like, if you have an aura ability, say kind of like Udyr or something like that, it gives that to everybody else.
You have Aegis of the Legion, Slark's Fervor, and you pop that, doubles the benefits of your aura. That might be interesting. But as for the name of mine, I guess it would be Turbo Diffusal Blade. Something goofy.
And it would just be a Hex Tech item, the Hex Tech Turbo Diffuser Blade, Mark 1.
Yoink!
And it's like, it looks like one of those like grabby claw things that you see fat people using.
Yeah.
Give me! The effect of it would just, you see like one of those arms.
Like a Blitzcrank hand come out. Yeah, Blitzcrank arm comes out, puts a Banshee's Veil Shielder on him, pulls it back.
Make it so right.
Oh, that'd be goofy. But that's it for questions this week, guys. We love, love, love questions every week.
We had a lot this week. I'm so happy.
It was great. We're happy to answer them all. But if you guys have any questions for us about the show, about League of Legends, about other games, really we're happy to answer them. It gives us a chance to really interact with the audience. So, send in your questions to Spastic Gaming. So, you can post them in the comment section below. Send them to our email at spasticgaming@gmail.com, or post it on our new Facebook Facebook page.
We have a video out for our contest, so please go check that out.
Go look at it. It's good. You can get some free stuff.
Free stuff is nice.
I have a link to it here, so, you know, just do it.
Prizes provided by our earnings from Google.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we put it back into you guys, because we love you.
And we also spend it on drugs.
Hey, you got a hit, by the way. Oh, it's still rolling. This has been Water Elemental.
And this has been Axis, and we did that out of order. We're doomed.
Dude.